Hello YouTubers, Manny here from Manny's How To Workshop, coming back to you with a nice little welding project. So basically what I'm going to be making is a gas grill griddle. And you may ask me, why am I making a griddle? Well, I went online, Amazon, other websites, checking to see how much they would cost to buy one. Of course they come in pre-made sizes, so you would have to guess on which one would fit your grill. So this one that I'm making here is going to be custom to my gas grill. So just to let you know, my gas grill cooking surface is 14.5 inches by 24 inches. And that's from side to side is 24, front to back is 14.5. So this griddle that I'm making here is actually, it's 24 inches from left to right, but from front to back it's like 15 and 3/4, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I can get this tape measure to work here real quick. Yeah, so as you can see, it's almost 16. Originally that was going to be my dimension, 24 by 16. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to call it 16 by 24. And that's okay, because like I said, mine is 14.5. That means this is going to overhang over the front, which you want, because right below is the what do you call it, the knobs. You got the on and off knobs for the valves, and you want this to come forward at least about 2 inches so that you can clear those. Okay, all right, so let me give you some basic dimensions and on the parts that you're going to need if you're going to attempt to make this. Okay, so basically, like I said, I happen to have this extra piece of 1/4 inch diamond plate. It's 1/4 inch thick, and I actually used the main part of this to make my welding table, metal welding table, which is actually right back there underneath what do you call this little press and the little drill press. Okay, so I had a leftover piece, and for years I kept wondering, oh, what am I going to do with it? At first I was actually going to make an extension to that welding table in the back. I was going to make a platform to where I can put my drill press. It was going to be much lower, and also the press. But I said, you know what, all of a sudden, I don't know, I forgot where I saw it, but I saw other people making griddles, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That would be nice to do the same thing. And I've seen other guys on YouTube make their own griddles, either using stainless steel plate and regular cold rolled steel like this. And I said, you know what, I can make one too. I believe I have the materials and the scrap to do it. So this is what I did. This piece was actually a little bit longer. It was actually, to be exact, it was about another 5 inches longer this way. Right now it stands at 24, but it was actually like around 29, almost 30. And from the same piece, I actually cut off the sides. So this left side right here, the dimension that I came up with to ensure that I had equal amounts on both sides was 2 3/4, I think it was. Let me check my. So no, I take it back. Almost 2 1/4 inches is what I came up with, and that's what I had to divide between the left and the right. So, and then you can see, like I said, it's diamond plate. Okay, and you're also going to need to make a back part, which is this piece right here, as well, right there. And for this one, I had scrap 1/8 inch flat bar, and I just welded the two of them together. And the way I cut it, I made these pieces go from front all the way to the back, and then this piece is going to actually go right in the middle, in between this one and this one, and the right side. Okay, so also you're going to need to make yourself some handles. Basically, I took an old jack handle, which it's to that kind of jack, and it's kind of like that handle right there. And I took that, made my measurements, used my hand as a template. As you can see, when you put your 4 fingers there, it would easily slide underneath. And the dimensions of the handles are 2" by 4". Okay, 2" this way, 4" that way, and 2 of them. And they're each going to get welded on the top of the sides. One here on the left, one there on the right, probably centered for weight distribution. Probably more so towards the back a little bit. And just because that is going to have more weight in the back. But then again, this feature that I decided to add on there, which the other people didn't make on theirs, is this is going to be my oil catch. Okay. And this one is made from what do you call it? 1 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch by 24 inch by 1/8 inch is this oil catch. And basically how I'm going to mount this is it's going to go right in the front like this. Let me see. Okay, so it's going to go right in the front like that. I'm going to weld it on there, right on the edge. And it's going to, the left side is going to be higher, but the right side right there is going to be slightly lower, just to create like a pitch so that the oil will, what do you call it, roll down. And then I decided to weld this piece right here on the end. Okay, and as you can see, this part is open. So it's the same principle as the gas grill. You know how they have the little catch can on the bottom that has like a little hook? Well, the can is going to hang right on this. You're going to slide the little can loop over this and slide the can right underneath that, so it'll catch all the oil and grease coming off the grill. Okay. Let's see what else. Yeah, I already talked about the cooking surface. Is this right here, 16 by 24. The handles 2" by 4". The side rails are 2 1/4 inch by 16 inch, and the back rail is 2 1/4 inch by 23 1/4 inch. Like I said, because it's going to take up the difference between the thickness of this one and that one, and then once it gets welded in the middle, it's gonna fit right in. So, and basically I'm going to be welding everything on the outside of the sides, not on the inside, like in the joint. This way the inside will have a clean, square surface all the way around. So, and that way you don't, it makes it easier as far as coming back and cleaning up the welds with a grinding wheel, like that one over there, which is another tool you're going to need to have, a grinding wheel with a flap disc and a grinding, actually a grinding wheel. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set you guys up on the table real quick and get this set up, get my welder set up. And also, just to let you know, today I'm using my Weld Pack 100 from Lincoln, and I have it set on the highest amp settings, which is D, for the thickest metal I can possibly weld. And then my wire speed is set at about 325, and I found that to be a sweet spot for welding thick material. I'm also using 35 thousandths solid wire with CO2 shielding gas. So I'm going to go ahead and set you guys down for a second, get myself set up, and then we'll come right back to it. And I'll stop tack welding everything and then show you what it looks like. Oh, and then for ease of welding, you need to have these guys right here, these little magnetic squares. That helps to prop your pieces up and you know, frees up your hands and makes it things a lot easier. Okay, so I'll catch you guys here in a second. Okay guys, I forgot to mention some of the equipment you need to have too. You need to have a welding helmet, preferably a one that's auto darkening, and mine happens to have the adjustment on the side, you know, darkness shade right there. And right now I'm using the 10. Also, you want a heavy duty welding glove like this. This is going to be for my left hand, and for the trigger, my hands are going to be free, because that way I can get more dexterity, and I can, for ease of pinpointing the welds and getting right in there. The sparks that happen doesn't usually come back, but using this guy right here will help me to assist in stabilizing the trigger or the wand. Okay, and also it'd be handy if you have a pair of dikes to cut off the tip of the wire if it balls up or anything like that. Okay, and other than that, like I said, make sure you're wearing boots if you have long pants. Today is freaking hot in Florida. It's gonna be 90s again, so I got bare minimums as far as clothing, but at least I got my boots, pants on, and like I said, gloves, you know, helmet and everything like that. So let me set you guys back up and then we'll start to it. Okay, so quick tip, you guys. Anytime you're going to be welding, especially thick metal, you always want to bevel one side of the material. You can actually do both sides. Like for example, here on this left side, as you can see, I put a bevel on it. If you're looking down that way, that's just to help the weld penetrate. The bottom part, I don't necessarily have to do it because once I get in the groove, it's gonna melt this edge all the way down, and then you know, I'll get my good penetration. Like I said, this is not you know, something that's going to be used somewhere else where I have to worry about safety and all that. This is for my own personal use, so it's going to be okay. All right. And just to bring you on this side where I'm going to actually start tacking, as you can see, I already have it set up. I got my two helpers right there and lined everything up front to back, and then make sure it's right on the edge as well. And first tack I'm going to put is going to be right there on that corner. Okay, so I'm going to tack probably in the front, in the middle, and in the back. Just ensures that this will stay in place, and I might run a 1-inch weld, and then I can go ahead and move what do you call it, to the next one in the back, and then I can even do the handles. And then after you tack everything, then you can come back and start welding, because when it comes to welding, you can't start welding from one side and then try to go all the way across, because that's going to make the metal expand and then shift and get out of the way. But that's why you put tack welds on there too. All right, so and then you start welding here, and then you do the opposite side, then come to the middle, and then start filling in between. All right, so I may not show you guys that, because after I show you how to do all the tack welding and everything's just set up, it's pretty much going to be where it needs to be. So let's get started and get that going. Alright guys, so I already tacked uh, the 4 sections that I wanted to tack. Also another tip, on these right here, on the tip of your gun, there's a, what do you call it, a gel that you can put to help, so that it's called nozzle gel, right there. I don't know if you guys see it right there. But it helps to keep the splatter from sticking to the tips. Okay. Alright guys, so things were getting a little hot down there. This sleeve right here is also a welding sleeve that you can put on your arms, because right now, sitting low, some of the splatter was, jumping off and hitting my sweaty arm. Not bad, but just to make sure I don't get any more tattoos or burns, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on so I can protect myself a little bit better. Alright, so now I'm doing the left side here. I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the other side. Tack it. Okay, with this side I decided to just go ahead and do 3-inch, 3 1-inch tacks on it. Makes it keeps it simple. You can see by the discoloration on this side, which is fine. That means I'm getting good penetration when it's heating up like that. Okay, and so let me go ahead and set up the back, and then I'll show you doing that as well. Okay, now I've lined up the back part, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Put some tacks on it. On the bottom part, on this bottom part right here, on the back, and on the edges right there, on the corners. Let's see. I don't think I need to pound that in there. Yeah, I think there's a little gap, but that's okay. That'll help make sure I get better penetration anyway. Alright, so let me go ahead and do that. As you can see, I'm switching back and forth. To make sure that I don't get any warpage. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and attach the front drip edge to it. This one's a little tricky because the magnets aren't long enough to like keep this exactly like flush like I'm gonna do on this side. I'm just gonna use it as a reference to make sure that it's somewhat flat. Let's see if I can get you guys a better perspective view. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm gonna go ahead and tack this side first, and I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this is flat. Once that's flat like that, then I can just tack it, and then on this side what I'll do is that I'll just pull it down just enough to get my pitch, and then tack that and go from there, and then do the same thing on that. Yep, that'll get you every time. Forgot to connect my ground. Let's try that again, shall we? Alright, make sure I'm on even. Right there. Alright, let's try this again. Right there is good. Alright. She's holding up. Alright, so I'm going to try to pull this down without breaking the tack. And it's actually funny because just by the weight alone of this, yeah, just from the weight alone, it's pulling down on its own. So I can go ahead and just tack it right there. I mean, this is ever so slightly of a pitch. And I think I can even go there. Yeah, right there should be good. Alright. I think that'll work. Also at the end, guys, I'm going to take my Dremel to get all the little spots that I can't get to. Like especially like over here or on the inside, and then I'm going to clean it with my acetone right there as well. So let me go ahead and get this corner. Alright. Go ahead and get the middle right here. And like I said, I'm going to come back with my either grinding wheel or flat disc just to kind of round this off so I got a nice smooth transition into the trough for this to go into. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the handles and place them where I think they should go. But before I do that, let me go ahead and reposition you guys. Alright guys, so what I did was I measured the distance from front to back. Like I said, I got my 16. So what I did was I measured it and I got 6 inches from the back is where I'm going to put the handle starting from. So like right there. So from 6 to 10. Alright, which is about dead center because 8 inches would be right in the middle right there. Okay. Just go ahead and tack that in place. Alright guys, so you can see that I went ahead and tacked everything together, and pretty much this is the finished product. Right here as you see it, like I said, handles installed, side panels installed, the front drip edge installed right there with the can holder. Here's the other handle, and here's the back. Now this thing, like I was telling you guys, still warm from the welding. You know, hot day, hot metal. It's gonna stay hot for a long time. So something I forgot to mention in the beginning, what I did is I went with the flap disc and I took off all the mill scale on all surfaces. You can still see little spots here and there, but I think that's going to be okay, because in part 2 of this video I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to season it on my grill, and that, you know, hopefully will get rid of it. If not, I could always come back and, you know, redo it as best as I can with my Dremel, sandpaper, flap disc, you name it, okay, or more fine flap disc. That one's actually a 24 grit, so I'll probably go to a 60, 80 just to get a nice smooth. I mean, it's smooth right now, but after I get this completely welded, I'm going to come back with the acetone, clean it up and everything, and prep it for the next video of seasoning it. But there you go, guys. Like I said, 16 by 24 griddle, homemade, to go on your gas grill, and that's a nice, beautiful cooking surface. Like I said, of course, on your burner, you're gonna have to run all the burners at first, and then once you get it at the temperature, using your like laser temperature gauge, and you can always do a hot side and a warm side. You know, you can cook on one side, put stuff on the left side to go ahead and stay warm for you. But now you can get like tons of, you know, dogs, burgers, chicken wings, you name it, on here, and then cook them real nice. Or even in the morning, if you wanted to just go ahead and make you some breakfast, you can do home fries, you know, omelets, you know, eggs, any kind of way you like, and cook some steak, you know, chicken breast, whatever, all chopped up, making some fajitas. But this is going to be awesome, especially when the weather gets nice and cool in the fall towards the winter. Yeah, I'm going to be loving this, because I'm going to be bringing my grill out right here and cooking up a storm, drive the neighbors crazy. But anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload new videos, and be on the lookout for part 2. And like I was saying, this is actually about, this thing weighs about a good 25-30 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, probably a little more, but it's thick. It's gonna last forever, and I might even make a third video of me making a nice little wooden box to go ahead and store this in, because once you get it seasoned, you don't want nothing touching it. You don't want no moisture getting to it. You don't want nothing, because it becomes like a cast iron skillet. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep that seasoning nice in there, so every time it's ready to go, you just take you some, you know, heat it up, put a little cooking oil in a little hand towel, wipe it down, and then you're good to rock and roll. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.